Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome back. I am Momna and we are discussing O-level mensuration. Now in the last video we talked about the area and perimeter of 3 to 4 sided figures. Today I want to discuss a few more questions with you just to make sure that the concept is clear before I move on. Okay, so the first question on your screens is from May-June 2009. It's a paper 1 question. It says that ABCDEF represents an L-shaped piece of glass. So you can see that this is your L-shaped piece of glass, and AB, so A to B is equals to A to F, which is this side over here, and C to D, which is this, is equals to 15. The glass is cut to fit the window in a door and the shaded triangle is removed. So you're removing this triangle over here to give you this remaining glass. And they've given you DG and EG as well. The first part of the question says, show that DE is 12. अब आपके पास सबसे पहले DE कौन सी side है? DE ये वाली side है. ठीक है? That means if I draw this triangle separately, I will get this, and this, right? So this is G, this is E, this is D, and this is what you want to calculate. They've already given you that this is a right angle, this is 5, and this is 13. So all you need to do is apply the Pythagoras theorem to calculate your length DE. So what you will do is you will write that 13 square is equals to DE square plus 5 square, right? So 13 square minus 5 square is equals to DE square. 13 square is 169, 5 square is 25. Now you will take the under root for this to calculate DE. DE will equal to 12 centimeters, which is your answer. Now the parts that I want to focus on are part B. For the remaining piece of glass, find its perimeter. Now always remember, like we discussed, let me just erase this. So like we discussed, perimeter is equal to your sum of all the sides. You want to calculate the perimeter for the remaining piece of glass, not the full glass, but the remaining piece of glass. So the remaining piece of glass, what are the lengths that have been left behind after cutting the triangle? So it is this length AF, so is equals to AF plus then this length AB, so AB plus this length FE, so FE plus this length DG, or you can say GD, plus this length DC plus this length BC. Right? Now I'm going to write their values. AF, as you can see from the figure, is 30. So AF is 30 plus AB. AB you can also see from the figure is 30. So AB is 30 plus FE. FE is this length over here. They haven't directly given you FE. Pause the video and think about how you will calculate FE. Now if you were thinking of extending this line to here, and let's say this is X. So if this is AB, which is 30, this is parallel to this same AB, so Fx will also equal to 30. ठीक है? अब इस 30 में से इतना हिस्सा you can see is 15, right? इतना हिस्सा 15 है और इतना हिस्सा आपका 5 है. ठीक है? Let me zoom in. So you can see over here that this length over here, this length is 15. So this length is also 15. So पूरे 30 में से इतना हिस्सा आपका 15 हो गया. अब बाकी का ये 5 जो है ये भी आपने माइनस कर दिया. That means this remaining length which is FG is going to be 30 minus 15 minus 5. I am repeating. So this whole length is 30. It's going to equal to AB which is 30. अब इस 30 में से इतना हिस्सा आपका 15 है, ठीक है, और बाकी का इतना हिस्सा 5 है. तो पीछे ये कितना रह जाएगा? This is going to equal to 30 minus 15 minus 5 which is 10. So instead of FE I will put 10. GD is given which is 13. DC आपके पास है which is equal to 15. Now for BC, if you can see, BC also directly नहीं दिया हुआ, but this whole length will equal to 30. Why? Because this length is 30. तो इसको बिल्कुल नीचे एक और मैं उसकी जैसी लाइन बनाऊंगी तो वो भी 30 होगी, ठीक है. This you have already calculated as 12. So if this is 12, this is also going to equal to 12. अब ये 12 है, ये 30 है, तो ये आपके पास क्या हो जाएगा? 30 minus 12 which is 18. So BC आपके पास क्या आ गया? BC आपके पास आ गया 18. Now when you sum all of this, the answer that you should get is 116 centimeters. Please do not forget the unit. Now you have to calculate the area. Now to calculate the area, like we discussed in the previous video, अगर एक बहुत complex figure है, so the best way to go about it is breaking it into 2 or 3 or how many shapes that you are comfortable with. So if I extend this line to here, you can see that I will get a rectangle. पीछे जो मेरी shape बच जाएगी वो क्या होगा? It's going to be a trapezium. ये मेरे पास एक trapezium रह जाएगा, ठीक है. So for area I will do area is equals to area of trapezium plus area of rectangle, ठीक है. area of trapezium का फॉर्मूला क्या होता है? हाफ into height into sum of parallel sides, and rectangle is length into width, right? Now trapezium पे आ जाए पहले, ठीक है. This is 10. The parallel sides that you have is एक 10 है और एक ये वाली साइड है, ठीक है, ये वाली साइड. अब ये वाली साइड आपके पास कैसे आएगी? मेरे पास ये पूरी साइड, दिस होल साइड इज 30, जिसमें से ये 15 है, तो पीछे क्या रह जाएगा? 15. So I will do half into 15 plus 10. Now what is the height? This is the height which is 12, or you can say this is the height which is 12, ठीक है. ये 12 है, अगर ये 12 है तो ये भी 12 है, ठीक है. तो 12 आपकी हाइट है and 15 and 10 are your two parallel sides. So what you will do is half into your height, which we discussed is 12, into your sum of parallel sides which is 25. अब अगर आपने रेक्टेंगल पे आ जाएं, ठीक है. रेक्टेंगल एक ये लेंथ है आपके पास और एक ये लेंथ है. So you will do 30 into 18 for the area of rectangle. When you calculate the area of trapezium, you get 150. इसमें जब आप अपना area of rectangle add करेंगे, which is 540, the final answer that you get is 690 centimeters square, because you're talking about the area. Please do not forget the unit. Another question that I want to discuss is from May-June 2011. It's a paper 2 question and it's the second question of the paper. Part A आपके पास है, the formula for the area of a trapezium is half into h into c plus d, which you already know. Find an expression for c in terms of a, h and d. So you want to find an expression of c, which means c एक साइड पे होगा and बाकी की आपने rearrange इस तरह करना है कि एक साइड पे c होगा and all the other things will be on the other side. So I will start with what is given. So half into h into c plus d. If I take 2 on the other side, I can multiply it with area. So 2a is equals to h into c plus d. Now over here, I can either open the bracket और टेक एज ऑन द अदर साइड. अगर मैं ब्रैकेट खोलती हूँ और एज को सी से मल्टीप्लाई करती हूँ और एज को डी से मल्टीप्लाई करती हूँ, मुझे फिर एज को वापस लेके जाना पड़ेगा टू डिवाइडेड. आई जस्ट वॉन्ट माई सी टू बी अलोन, बट इफ आई मल्टीप्लाई एच विथ सी it will no longer be alone. So instead of opening the bracket, I'm going to take h on the other side and divide it by my area. Then I will be left with 2a over h is equals to c plus t. अब d मैं दूसरी साइड पे ले जाऊंगी, इस साइड पे आपका d ऐड हो रहा है तो दूसरी साइड पे माइनस हो जाएगा. सो इट्स गोइंग टू बी 2a over h minus t is equals to c, which is your answer. पार्ट बी, they've given you a trapezium और उसकी डायमेंशंस उन्होंने दी हुई हैं. परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द पैरेलल लाइंस भी दिया हुआ है, उन्होंने आपको एरिया भी दिया हुआ है. एंड देयर जस्ट आस्किंग टू कैलकुलेट सी. Like we discussed in the first video, the question can ask you to calculate a side of the shape as well. So this is an example of such a question. Now you've already calculated your expression. So this is your second part. You've already calculated an expression for C. तो मैं क्या करूँगी? I will substitute all the information that I have in this question. So you have a trapezium, उसकी dimensions आपको दी हुई हैं. एक side आपके पास एक parallel side D है, ठीक है. सो दिस इज d विच इज़ इक्वल टू 8. c आपने निकालनी है. ये हाइट आपको दी हुई है विच इज़ द परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द टू पैरेलल लाइंस एंड देव गिवन यू द एरिया. सो 2 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय योर एरिया, c इज इक्वल्स टू 2 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय योर एरिया डिवाइडेड बाय योर हाइट. हाइट क्या है? 4 माइनस d विच इज़ 8. सो 2 1s are 2 2s are 2 1s are 2 11s are 11 minus 8 will give you c, which is equal to 3. So 3 centimeters is your answer. Again, do not forget the unit. उसी सवाल का एक और पार्ट है, ठीक है. You have a diagram. Shaded area represents a rectangular picture frame. So you can see this is your rectangular picture frame. Outer rectangle is 32 by 20 centimeters. The inner rectangle is 26 by 14 centimeters. All measurements are given to the nearest centimeter. सबसे पहला part है calculate the perimeter of the outer rectangle. Now perimeter of the outer rectangle again is the sum of all the sides. So sum of all sides. अब आपके पास all sides कौन सी है? rectangle की हमने बात की थी कि 2 जो opposite sides होती हैं वो equal होती हैं. So if this is 32, this is going to be 32, and if this is 20, then the outer side on this end is also going to be 20. तो आपके पास sum of all 4 sides क्या हो गया? 32 plus 32 plus 20 plus 20, which is equal to 64 plus 40, which will equal to 104 centimeters. ठीक है? So far so good. Now in the second part, you want to calculate the area of the frame. So not the outer rectangle, not the inner rectangle, but the area of the frame. सबसे पहली चीज़ है आपके पास फ्रेम आई कैसे. Focus on this. So this is a rectangle, ठीक है, outer rectangle. This is a rectangle which is almost the size of the outer rectangle. अब आपने इस rectangle से frame कैसे बनाई है? आपने basically एक छोटा rectangle cut कर दिया है to get the frame. ठीक है. So this was your full rectangle. To get the frame, you have basically just taken out a smaller rectangle from the bigger rectangle to get the frame. तो अगर आपने frame का area निकालना है तो वो कैसे होगा? So area of frame, like we talked about, area of bigger rectangle minus, because you are taking it out, so area of smaller rectangle. ठीक है. Area of bigger rectangle is also going to be length into width, but it's going to be the length and the width of the bigger rectangle, which is 32 multiplied by 20, minus area of smaller is also going to be length into width, but using the smaller dimensions, which is going to be 26 into 14. When you calculate the answer, you should get 640 minus 24 into 26 into 14, which is equal to 364. So you should get 640 minus 364, which is equal to 276 centimeters square, which is your answer.